Hello everybody, and welcome to the season of love here in Loveland, Ohio, the sweetheart of Ohio, where each year at this time we aim Cupid's arrow directly at Valentine's Day. While there are a variety of events and celebrations in and around Loveland for Valentine's Day, including a Hearts Afire weekend-long celebration organized by the city, but none come close to the tradition of the Loveland Valentine Lady. I'm Chuck Gibson, and this is the Loveland Valentine Lady edition of Loveland Beacon Talks, featuring the story of the Loveland Valentine Lady tradition and our guests, the 2024 Valentine Lady herself, Becky Giver, and previous and forever Valentine Lady Kay Bolin, with a special reading of her letter nominating Becky for Valentine Lady this year. Now, here's the story of this long and loving tradition in Loveland, the sweetheart of Ohio. A Valentine Lady is a woman who has distinguished herself by her commitment and involvement in the community, and like a Marine, once a Valentine Lady, always a Valentine Lady. The Loveland Valentine Lady tradition began in 1972 when Dr. Roland Boyke implemented the idea and coined the phrase, "There is nothing in this world so sweet as love." His secretary, Doris Pfister, volunteered to stamp all cards, which she did until 1988 when her daughter Ruth took over the stamping. Later that year, the Loveland Chamber began an official Valentine Lady program, which included a new Valentine Lady every year beginning in 1989. Our 2024 Valentine Lady, Becky Giver, is number 37, including Doris and her daughter Ruth. The first step to become a Valentine Lady is to be nominated. All letters of nomination are due to the Chamber in November of each year. Then the Valentine Program Committee reviews all letters of nomination and votes on who has distinguished themselves by their commitment and involvement in our community. All the Valentine Ladies are different, but they have one thing in common. They love Loveland. Therefore, they love being involved and helping the community. That common thread truly makes them Valentine sisters. The first, they say, and one of the most rewarding responsibilities of a Valentine Lady is visiting the various Loveland schools, pre-K through 4th grade, during the first 2 weeks of February. Each Valentine Lady chooses her topic for presentation. Among the other fun things the Valentine Ladies enjoy is the crowning of a king and queen at Magnolia Springs Assisted Living and Memory Care Unit. They also visit the Lodge Retirement Community for games with the residents. There's an annual Valentine breakfast at Oasis every year in February, which is a great celebration of the Chamber's Valentine program. The new Valentine Lady will be there along with other Valentine Ladies. The new Valentine card is displayed and the artist who created the artwork is introduced. Each year, the design is different as the artist is different, but the message is always the same. There is nothing in this world so sweet as love. There is a Valentino coloring contest for the kids and a Valentine poetry contest for all ages. The breakfast is a wonderful opportunity to see and feel what the Valentine program is all about, and it's always held the Friday before Valentine's Day. This year, that's Friday, February the 9th. And we can't forget to mention the post office tradition. People make it a point to send their Valentine cards to family and loved ones every year with our hand-stamped cachet, "There is nothing in this world so sweet as love," and the hand-stamped postmark from Loveland, Ohio. This really is a sweet Loveland tradition. The Valentine Ladies stamp thousands of pieces of mail each year. In 2023, they were mailed to 46 states, plus Washington, D.C., 5 other countries, and to the Army and Fleet post offices. The post office is also a fun volunteer job and a wonderful way for you to connect in our community. Just contact the chamber if you're interested in volunteering to help at the post office, stamping thousands of pieces of mail for Valentine's Day. Now here is Loveland Valentine Lady Kay Bolin with a reading of her letter nominating Becky Giver for 2024 Valentine Lady.
Becky Giver, a woman who flies under the radar while constantly doing her good and caring deeds in our community. Since Becky has retired, or I should say semi-retired, she has been able to put all that energy into our community. In addition to being a continued patron for Loveland's restaurants and businesses, she doesn't stop there, as she knows it takes work as well as fun to keep a community growing. Loveland is so lucky to have several nonprofit organizations that need good people who are willing to work and not be afraid to get their hands dirty. And speaking of getting your hands dirty, Becky has been involved with the City of Loveland Beautification Committee. She has been one of several members who have helped beautify our community. Today she continues to work on some special projects with Love Our Land. It is so cool to watch Loveland's renewed interest in planning and planting, with the focus on pollinator beds throughout our community. Becky doesn't stop with planting. In fact, you have possibly seen her and her husband Gary walking on 48 carrying a bag and picking up trash to help once again keep our community beautiful and clean. They have been part of this Adopt a Block program for years. Becky is also on the board for Loveland Legacy Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization with the purpose of improving the community of Loveland with a common purpose of the betterment of Loveland now and in the future. Another not-for-profit organization she is involved with is the Loveland Stage Company as house manager and ad sales. Like everything she does, she goes far beyond the requirements to ensure comfort and a pleasant experience for the patrons. Becky has been a volunteer for years and recently has been appointed to be on the board of directors for the Loveland Historical Museum, whose mission is to enrich lives and connect our community through diverse arts and history experiences. She has also just finished a very productive term as president of the Loveland Women's Club and now serves as advisor for the next 2-year term. In her spare time, Becky and Gary take care of the bird feeders at the Loveland Nature Preserve. In summary, Becky cares about our community and its people. She helps make a better community for all of us and the future generations. Her compassion is contagious. She will make a fun-loving and productive addition to our Valentine Lady sisterhood. Becky, we are welcome. We are thrilled to have you.
Kay Bolin, thank you so much. And now, folks, we're going to hear from Becky Giver herself. So Becky Giver, 2024 Loveland Valentine Lady, welcome to Loveland Beacon Talks. Thanks for joining us here.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Chuck.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. And now, having just heard Kay's reading of that nomination letter, I have to ask you, what does that make you feel like to hear? That's just the nomination letter that obviously worked well. But what do you feel like when you hear that?
Well, you know, Chuck, I've always enjoyed community service, and I've never, ever in a million years expected any recognition for it. I just love to do it. I love the community. But when I heard this read by Kay, I mean, it's just so sweet of her to take the time and read this to people. I mean, I'm very humbled by it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't expect anything like this, and it means a lot to me.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's, and, you know, just hearing it, just seeing the words, even before, because, you know, Kay sent me a copy, so I saw it. But to hear it read and to learn those things, I mean, I kind of know that you're involved in doing things. Wow. You know? So, I mean, it touches my heart. And again, you know, we both know Kay pretty doggone well. And
Absolutely.
She speaks from her heart.
Yes, she does.
She wrote those words from her heart.
Yes.
And I can tell. I mean, the smile on your face. This isn't video for people to watch you right now, but trust me, folks. Becky is smiling, a big bright smile. Her eyes are shining. But so the bottom line is that led to, among the other nominees, the committee that decides this ultimately made the choice. How did you find out that you were chosen to be the 2024 Loveland Valentine Lady?
Well, as a member of the Loveland Women's Club, annually we have a Christmas luncheon held at O'Bannon Golf Club. So we were there at the O'Bannon Golf Club luncheon, which is so lovely, always.
Yeah.
And actually the choral group from Loveland High School comes and sings lovely carols for us, and we have a beautiful lunch. And, well, as things were starting to wrap up, Pat Ferderer stood and said there's an announcement that we need to make today. And
you had no idea?
No idea.
Wow.
No idea.
Yeah.
So they announced that I was elected the 2024 Valentine Lady. I almost fell off my chair. Of course, I'm crying. I'm like, what? I said, oh my gosh, thank you. I can't believe this. And so it was a total surprise.
I need to have been there and got that picture with the tears, and because I can see it. I can see
so they brought a little rhinestone crown and put on my head and flowers, and and the other Valentine ladies that were there, all surrounded me, and it was just a beautiful moment. And I still couldn't believe it. I couldn't wait to tell my husband, Gary. He's always telling me, Becky, choose 3 things to do, just 3 things. Well, I guess what, Gary? Now I have more.
Well, you just added well, you didn't choose it. It chose you.
But I do way more than 3 things, and he just teases me about that. He knows how committed I am.
We just heard, Kay's nomination letter, which very clearly states, the beautification committee and all the different things that the Loveland Stage Company involvement. And
it's very enjoyable. We have an incredible community, and I love get out there and get my hands dirty.
Well, after that surprise moment. And you had a chance for, and as we're speaking right now, like today is January 19th or something, like 18th. What is today?
What is it?
Anyway, as we're recording this, we'll know here in a second. I don't know. Here, we're, folks, if you're listening, we're looking at the cell phone to see what the date is on there. January, I was right, it is the 19th of January.
Okay. Yep.
We should know. We should at least know that. When you hear this, folks, it's going to be a different day. But as Becky and I sit here right now, as you and I sit here right now, Becky, it's Friday, January 19th. That was December. That was before Christmas.
Yes.
You've had an opportunity for it to settle in, and a couple things have happened. But let's go to that next thing that happened before I ask the question about how it's settled on you. The next thing that happened is that first weekend in January was the official introduction of the 2024 Loveland Valentine Lady Becky Giver.
Yes.
And by the way, she mentioned her husband, Gary Giver, who also serves this community pretty darn well, too.
Yes, he does.
We should give a shout-out to Gary. He's got some really neat things coming up with the Loveland Stage Company that we'll be talking about. But anyway, so on that Saturday, there was a threat of some bad weather. So you guys moved. The introduction ceremony was done at City Hall. But what happened and what normally happens with that? How did that go for you?
Well, the venue was changed from Sweetheart Lane to the City Council building, and all the Valentine ladies that could be there were there, and the police chief was there, Otto. And with, not police chief, Fire Chief Otto was there, along with several other firemen. And, Kathy Bailey and Dave Kennedy and, just a lot of folks came. It was amazing. Yeah. And, of course, I was a nervous wreck. I'm like, oh my goodness.
This is like your first official.
Yes.
You got that surprising news at a luncheon, and now it's like, oh gosh, now I have a ceremony with people. Which reminds me, I was not there. I try to get to those each and every year. Usually, as you said, on Sweetheart Lane. They've been in Kroger stores in the past, but most recent years on Sweetheart Lane. I wasn't there this year. How was the crowd? I mean, was you because there's public is there watching.
Well, Kathy Bailey said, I think because of the announcement of the winner of the Valentine Art contest was there as well. She had folks there. I had folks there. Kathy Bailey said, "Oh, I've got a full house. I wish it was like this on council meetings."
Well, so that's a pretty strong crowd.
Yeah,
you guys
it was.
were pretty packed in the council chambers there.
Yes,
wow.
We were.
So you had every reason to feel those nerves a little bit.
I did. And but Cece and Meredith were there and talking about the program, and it was just a lovely, lovely ceremony. And then Kay was asked to get up and read this.
So, and that was the first time.
Yes.
That you heard it. Although again, hearing it today as you get started.
Yeah.
But that was the first time you heard it.
Yes.
And obviously it felt.
Just very heartwarming, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But then I was, Cece made the announcement, that, I was inducted, and all of the Valentine ladies with their coats.
Yeah.
They've got those crazy-looking coats.
Those crazy
yes,
heart
everyone
very
wants
colorful.
one.
Very colorful.
Yes, and there are a lot of people are jealous of those coats.
Well, do you have your coat yet?
Yes, I do.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, so we all were seated, to get our picture taken, all of us Valentine ladies, and it was really special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then also Chief Otto presented me with a plaque from the fire department, that named me. It was like a heart-shaped, like a granite plaque.
Wow.
It was beautiful. So I have that. That's going to find a special place.
Well, and
in
of
my
course,
house.
your name's going to go on the wall there on Sweetheart Lane.
I'm going to join.
You are forever now a Valentine Lady.
Well, I am so proud and so grateful.
Well, that's it, and that's the question we're leading to. So, there's a whole lot more coming for you. And before we go on, I'm going to throw in, as you mentioned in those introduction ceremonies, Lauren Connolly, who won the art contest for the Valentine card this year, was all introduced. She was also introduced, and we don't want to slight her. She's not sitting here with us right now. But worth a mention that she put together a really nice Valentine card.
Very popular too.
Yeah.
I was helping stamp cards yesterday at the chamber because they're running out of them. They're just selling so fast.
Yeah.
Meredith had to order more, and so I think what they love about the card, which is of Loveland Castle, it's beautiful. Men like it too. It's not like too.
It's not too squishy.
Or
whatever.
Yeah.
Mushy.
Yeah. And
we don't like mush.
It's just no.
No, we are manly men.
You are a man's castle.
And a castle is that's very manly.
Yes.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah. But they're selling.
No, it's a good look. I mean, it's good looking art.
Yes.
She did a nice job.
She did
a
beautiful job.
And people, as you're, listening to this, you'll see that on the video portion of this, they'll get to see the card. So,
yes.
Yeah. So
it's quite impressive. Neat.
Yeah. Anyway, so having had a couple of things, and like you said, helping stamp the cards on Thursday, the 18th, you've got a little bit of a taste of it, but so it's settled in that you're the 2024 Valentine Lady. What does it mean to you to have the opportunity to serve in that role for this year?
Well, it's still I'm a little nervous, to say the least. I will start visiting the schools, visiting the children throughout Loveland schools. I'll even be here at St. Columban.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yes. And so I'm a little nervous about getting my program together for the children. And just to be going out like that, I've never done anything like that before. No. So I know several of the Valentine ladies well, and I I know of a lot of the Valentine Ladies, but to be part of this group is just, I never would have dreamed in a million years that I would be joining this group of very special ladies. And the program is just so unique to Loveland. And what the fire department has done with Sweetheart Lane, I mean, it's made it such a special area.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it's unbelievable.
I mean, it's really, as you said, it's so unique to Loveland, Ohio.
Yes.
And what a story there is behind the birth of the Loveland Valentine Lady all those years ago. And I won't ask you to share that. That's for somebody else to share that whole story. But again, it's a tremendous honor.
It is.
Yeah, but it's also a tremendous responsibility. So hearing you talk about, I'm nervous, and it's like all who have come before you.
Yes.
Yes. Right?
Yes.
So you feel that. I can see that, but at the same time, you can see, Becky, it energizes you.
Yes.
It's very clear, from sitting across from you that you're energized by it. So now I'm going to, don't give away the whole thing if you don't want to, or if you want to share it, that's fine, but I'm going to put you on the spot and say, so the school kids, that to me that's the really neat thing. That's the really big thing. When the Valentine Ladies go and meet the kids in the schools throughout, this Valentine season. So what's your program? What do you have planned for the kids? What are you thinking?
Well, I've put a lot of thought into it, and I think for the little ones, because I'll be visiting pre-K and kindergarten classrooms.
Right.
And I think for them, I'm just going to talk about loving our city of Loveland. I'm going to talk about taking care of our city and taking care of our world, and the importance of recycling, and just in that theme. I just want to talk to the children. I'll also about that subject matter, and then I'll also be stamping Valentine cards for them.
With them, yeah, very cool. Yeah.
And then for the older classrooms, what I have found that Love Our Land has come out with their first children's book.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It is amazing. I read it and loved it, and I think it's significantly Loveland. What Love Our Land has done in our town, in our community, and just the plan. I want to read that book.
Oh, very good.
To the children in the from the 1st through 4th grade. I want to read that book. I want to have some visuals. I'm going to meet with Mike and Doug Monday to talk about, they can give me some pictures. I can have some little blown up posters made of bees on a native plant, or, just things that children would enjoy seeing. And then I think that book is just incredible.
Wow.
And I think the kids will enjoy reading the book.
I think that's a great idea to share that with them, and
yes,
so that should. And I'm sure Mike and Doug are thrilled to hear that that's or if they already do now. Have you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they know that that's the direction you're going.
And I actually invited them to be guests at the Valentine Breakfast, which is coming up. And Mike is a teacher here in Loveland, so
and the Mike we're referring to is Mike Meldon.
Yes.
And I forgot Doug's last name. What's
Gilbert?
Gilbert. That's right.
Yeah.
So
and
they're part. I mean, they are like founding fathers of Love Our Land.
They are.
So Mike Meldon and Doug Gilbert.
Yes.
Doug, I'll tell you, Doug really knows things about land.
Yes, he does. And I was part of the post office pollinator project.
Right. Yeah.
You were there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
I remember. Yeah.
And then I've had Doug even come to my home, to look around and see what I can do to get some native plants in there. And he's also spoke at Love and Women's Club.
Yeah.
So we've been around Doug quite a bit. He's a great guy, very interesting, intelligent man.
Oh yeah, no, he. I don't know his overall intelligence, but what he's focused on with the Love Our Land is huge. Well, that's really neat that you're going to carry that message
Yeah.
in the role of the Valentine Lady out to the children.
I thought it'd be a great seed to plant, if you will, in their young minds.
Very well said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then actually, Doug is coming to the breakfast, and the book is dedicated to Gina with EXP
Right.
Realty. She'll be there.
Yeah.
And I want to read the book and then introduce Doug,
Yeah.
as this is Doug in the book.
That'll be fun.
Yes, it will be.
That's that's a little bit of a twist because sometimes these things that we repeat year after year can be just that, repeated. So I think that's going to be a nice twist for the Valentine Lady program this year. So I'm eager to see what kind of response you get. And again, that's all well and good that what you're talking about there with reading the book, but what you're doing with the preschool and the first grade, the kindergarten, and the youngsters with sharing the message of love, love our land, love our city, love Loveland, love one another. I mean, I think sharing a great message of love, obviously falls right in line with the whole Valentine theme. So, I mean, I think that's as important, if not more so, even than sharing the book and the message that the book delivers. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So
Thank you.
When it's all said and done, Becky, and you've eventually you're gonna be like last year's Valentine Lady. Who passed the baton to you?
Donna Barnes.
Right. So Donna Barnes passed the baton to you. So about a year from now, you're going to pass the baton on. Before that happens, what, aside from visiting the kids and what you just shared, what do you hope to give to the community through your service as Valentine Lady? If you've thought about that. I'm putting you on the spot here.
Well, I know the Valentine Ladies do a lot as far as visiting, because it's a chamber program, Chamber of Commerce program. Any new businesses that open in Loveland, the Valentine Ladies go and help cut the ribbon at the cut the ribbon ceremony. And so just being part of that kind of community involvement.
Welcoming new businesses.
Welcoming new
that,
businesses.
right?
And I know every year our dairy aisle here in Loveland, the Valentine Ladies always go there on opening day.
Loveland Dairy Whip, I was going to tell you, I expect to see you getting your ice cream. This year, that's going to be, I forget what that Friday is, but we have the extra day in February this year. But it could be cold.
Yeah, it could
But
be.
you're going to get your ice cream.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for you.
And the Valentine Ladies also, we're going to visit the lodge.
Yeah.
And visit Magnolia Springs and do things with the residents.
Seniors. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's not just the children.
It's not just children. It's businesses. It's just there's a lot of community involvement, and I'm looking forward to learning all about that.
Well, so in summary, in terms of what you want to give, you want to touch some lives.
I hope to.
Share the love, so to speak.
I hope to.
But, I guess the other side is, already there's an impact on you. So what do you think, a year from now, we're going to look into the future here, Becky, and you can't get held, to the fire for this or anything, but, what kind of impact has it already had on you, and what do you kind of expect, what being a Valentine Lady brings to you?
Well, that's a tough question.
Well, and again, like I said, nobody's going to hold your feet to the fire a year from now and say, well, you said this was going to happen. But, I mean, just, kind of looking ahead and thinking even at what's already happened, you've touched a little bit on how it's impacted you, and it's been a humbling experience. But, what does it mean maybe down the road for you? That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. And right now, all I can think of is that just getting involved on a different level with the community, with the Chamber of Commerce, finding out what it's like, to, participate in community events.
Right.
Would it be the 4th of July parade?
Yeah.
That's very exciting. And just that participation in the community is something I'm looking forward to. And I have no idea what to expect, but I know it's going to be delightful. And it's going to be meaningful, And I am so looking forward to this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm so, never dreamed in a million years is what happened to me.
Yeah. So what do you say now to finish up? We'll wrap up here now. What do you say to Kay Bolin?
What do I say to Kay?
What do you say to Kay Bolin after that glowing nomination letter?
Kay is a dear friend of mine,
Yeah.
and I love her dearly. She's an incredible human being, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
And I say, Kay, wow, thank you.
Perfect. Well, and on that note, Becky Giver, wow. Really. And thank you so much for joining us today on Loveland Beacon Talks and sharing a little bit of your, 2024 Loveland Valentine Lady story. And there's more. We'll have to get together again, later in the year and see if things have gone the way you expected and what other surprises, you find along the way.
Chuck, it's been a pleasure. I thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you, 2024 Loveland Valentine Lady Becky Giver, and special thanks to Kay Bolin for sharing her nomination letter with us. I'm Chuck Gibson, reminding you there is nothing in the world so sweet as love. Thanks for listening here on Loveland Beacon. Loveland Beacon Talks is a presentation of Loveland Beacon Digital Media and Gibson Communications, LLC.